Hi, this is Mrs. Rush, and I am going to walk you through a few things in Big Ideas to get you started. So the first thing that we're going to look at is logging in. When you bring up your login page, I will show you what it will look like. You will see up here you have a username and password, but we will not be using that. You're going to jump down here to where it says Log In with Clever. And if it asks you for your district, you will type in Kenowa Hills Middle School. After you've done that once or twice, it might not ask you every time, so it will ask you to log in with Google. You will choose your own KHPS Google account. I have one extra step since I'm a teacher, but it will bring you up to what we call the dashboard. So I'm going to switch over to a Google slide and show you what your dashboard will look like. So outside of the information at the top, this is what you will see. To the left, you will see your textbook, which should be Big Ideas Math. Down below that, if you have any current assignments, those will be listed. So you can see right here, there is one assignment. Lower right, there will be a small little menu that has math tools, glossary, the ebook if you wish to access your textbook online, some tutorial videos, a skills review handbook. Those are more worksheets that you may print, apps that you can download on your phone. And in the upper right, different content or skills that we may be working on. So I want to draw your attention on this screen to the 3 lines in the upper right hand corner. That is what we call the hamburger, but that will bring you to the global navigation menu. So when you click on that, you will see your textbook again. You'll see a tab for the Dynamic Student Edition, which we're going to touch on in this video, assignments, math tools, which give you calculators, printable graph paper, things of that nature, skills trainer, which allow you to practice and check skills from each chapter of your textbook. And if you would like to go back to the dashboard, you have a link to that as well. So we're going to start with a Dynamic Student Edition. I'm going to get out of this and show you mine. It's a little more interactive. So I'm clicking on the 3 lines in the upper right-hand corner. Mine is called the Dynamic Classroom, but yours is the Dynamic Student Edition. They're much the same. So when you click on that, it is going to bring you up to the last section that you had open. Notice in the upper left, this is section 1-2, solving multi-step equations. While we're here, I'm going to show you, you can click on the learning targets and see the learning target and success criteria. You also have a button for those math tools that we saw on the other page. And I believe you have a section to type in notes, but that one I'm not sure is just a teacher feature. But if that is there, you can add a note to any particular area of your Dynamic Student Edition. So say you don't want to be in section 1-2, over to the left, it's kind of hidden and people forget about it, but that little red menu tab, if you click on that, that brings up the entire section options for 1-2. If you want to go back, for instance, we are starting in chapter 9, so you hit the back arrow. That shows all of chapter 1, so we will go back even further to the chapter index, go down to chapter 9, and that gives us the index only for chapter 9. So say we want to go to section 9.2, the Pythagorean theorem. You click on 9.2, and you have all these options. We have a warm-up, an exploration, key ideas for the chapter. I'm going to close these notes a second. So we have key ideas for the chapter and the first example. So if you click on there, you have a video that you can watch, and they will explain how to do the first example. These examples follow what is in the book. And you have try-its. So we can do the try-its. If you go down to the bottom of that screen, on the try-its, you have the option to check the try-it. If you ask a question, it is going to bring up the video that goes along with that try-it. And if you go all the way to past the second try-it or past the end of the try-its, you can also rate your understanding of that example or that concept. If you go all the way down to the bottom of your menu for the section, we have self-assessments, we have all the exercises that are in the book for that section. You can see there are 36. These do not show up in your assignments, but much like the book, you can check every odd-numbered problem to see if you did it correctly. So you can see there's the check mark for number 1, but number 2, we do not have the check. If you're looking for a specific problem and you don't want to have to go through all the next, you can click on the array of dots and go to any problem. You can see which ones you've done. So we'll close out of that. Again, a reminder that does not show up on your teacher's end. So to get to assignments, we're going to go back up to that hamburger, and you have a tab for assignments. When I bring mine up, this is going to look different. Let's switch over to the tutorial. When you bring up your assignments, you are going to see 3 tabs. You are going to see to do, overdue, and submitted. If you have anything current, it's going to show up in this section as well as on the dashboard in the lower left corner. If you have an overdue and this person did, that will show up in the overdue. We can see how many were answered, what the start date, and what the due date were. If you have something submitted, you can see the date it was submitted, the percent achieved, and how many points were correct out of how many were assigned. So that's going to do it for our first video. There will be another video highlighting some of the other features in Big Ideas, but this is simply to get you started. Thanks for watching, and look for the other video if you're curious about more features.